They are, mateys. Might be winter time, but this is a good time to start planning your summer cruises. Now, I want to go over a little bit about. I've been using NV charts for the last couple of years, and I really like them. It's it's the paper chart, and then you can download the charts for your computer. And if your computer is GPS enabled, it becomes like a second chart plotter. You can also download the app, which then again, it follows you on, or follows your boat too. So that can be a secondary chart plotter. But let's start off here with their website. Let me show you how easy this is. And there's a few features in this that I really, really like a lot better than some of the other chart books and things that are out there. And I always carry the paper charts on board. And I know a lot of people say, well, hey, I haven't used a paper chart in years. Well, I really haven't used it a whole heck of a lot, but it is nice to have it. I'll give you an example. I was going up toward Havre de Grace out of Rock Hall, out of North Point, and I get up toward Aberdeen Proving Ground, and the GPS went out. Now, I know the area well enough. I really didn't need the charts. You can see the buoys. I mean, you're on the Chesapeake Bay. How lost can you get? But it's still nice to have the chart to know what you're looking for the next point. Just an example of that. But let's take a look at on the website here. Across your home, shop, the NV charts, all charts. Look at the Caribbean, the East Coast, Atlantic, the Baltic, the North Sea, Mediterranean Sea. So they've really got you covered. Another really neat thing about this company is they have their own boat for sounding. In other words, I think it was a couple years ago they did a project for the Bahamas where they went out and did the soundings for the chart. They just don't automatically use whatever else is out there. They can go out there and create their own. So here you can see, where is it here? Let's go to shop. You got the charts. You can get charts for chart plotters. Now let me get down here. Here's the chips that'll fit. It's the Simrad, Lowrance, and B&G is what they're compatible with. They've got books and guides. Now they work with another company. The Waterway Guide, I think, is one. A couple other companies for the books. But when you buy the charts, let's do East Coast here. That's where I boat out of. Here you can see all the different regions that you can get. And you download the software for free onto your computer, and then you get the code to input the charts. Well, let's take a look here at what the charts are. And what I like about this, you can zoom out. I'm just rolling the mouse wheel. It's so easy to use. And what I like, even though I don't use this as a chart plotter, I like to use it as a trip planner. Let's just do a simple trip here. Let's say we're going to go from North Point Marina and Rock Hall. Oh yeah, and with the charts, you also get a ports guide. Now here they do have a few marinas listed, but the ports guide, the paper one, which I don't have with me, I left it at the boat, is more detailed. But here, let's say that I'm going to go from North Point Marina. Where are we here? Here's North Point Marina, and let's say I'm going to go down to let's go to Harrington Harbor. Okay, that's a pretty easy run. And let me find it here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. All right, so how do you do this? Well, over here on the lower right, you'll see these three lines. We're going to click that on, And then you see on the bottom here comes a menu. Here's where you pick your different charts that you're going to use. Like here I'm in region 5-1. You could also do region 2. I've got the whole East Coast on here. And a ruler, and some of this stuff down here you're going to use if you're using it as a chart plotter. Oh, if you're hooked up to the internet, I mean, you can do the winds. It'll do what the current winds are. Here we are. See how that overlays, and it shows you the direction and the speed of the winds. I don't need that right now. Let's get rid of that. But the important one is the route, and that's this little thing down here. Click that on. I'm going to do a new route, and you see you have two little arrows here. There are two little dots, and this is just how I do it anyway. I start off up here. Let me come up to Rock Hall. I'm going to drag this up with me. My computer's a little slow here, guys. Sorry for the lagging on this. I'm going to come up here. We're going to start. I'm going to, and look at, they've already got the first green buoy in here that it's been moved. All right, so now I've got this run. Now, how do I change it? I'm going to come here. I need to just click on anywhere. And I can take that marker, zoom back out, say I want to come out to this red, out here. Now here's a little something that I like too. You see this little triangle with a red and a green? So if you're going in this direction, a northerly direction, the reds are going to be on your right here, and the greens over here. You say, well, we know that, but when you get into some areas, even like Kenton, having this distinction here, it can get a little confusing, so that helps you with that. Now I'm going to drag my line down here, and I'm just going to keep going like this, just dragging that line around wherever I want it to be. Now you see here, if I come in here, I'm going to be in a shallow zone, so then I can just move this up. I'm good here. Now we got to keep going down to our final destination. There's Thomas Point Light. Oh, and here's another little thing. You see this right in here? It gives you an estimated speed of the current when it's coming in, when the tide's coming in, when the tide's going out. Now here I want to make sure I'm not going into any shallow areas, so I'll go back. Everything looks good. I want to keep coming down. Now I want to be close here, so I'm going to move this over. You know, you don't have, you can just go into the middle here, like say here, and I can add a point once we get done. Well, there we go. Let me zoom in here again. You see here's a fish haven area. And along here, this dotted line, I'll zoom in on this. It says fish trap area. Now these aren't always charted because they do move around, but at least you get an idea where the fish traps might be. So here's Harrington Harbor South. We'll just put the thing here for now. We move in, we check where we are, make sure everything looks good. We got plenty of depth. Now in this too, when you get here, pick this up, we're going to go to settings, and you see here you can what the charts are, the frame rate, north up, looking ahead, cruising mode. You change it, of course I change it to English. You got knots, nautical miles and feet, or you have some other choices. And then miscellaneous, this is where you put your boat in, and I put an average of 4.5 knots. Oh, draft 16 feet. How'd that happen? 5 feet. Okay. Track route. So you can customize this stuff a little bit. And what I like here, so now I've got this route put in. And you can put a lot of different routes in, and you can keep them all here. I click on the route anywhere. It's 28 nautical, if you look up at the top here, 28 nautical miles, 6 hours and 13 minutes. That gives you an idea of how long it's going to take you to get someplace, how many nautical miles it is. And that's one of the things I really kind of like about this, is the way that works, where you can look and see what's happening with where you're going and what you're doing. It's a good planning tool. And if you have the GPS on your computer, or you download the app. Now, I did download the app on my phone, so I can use that as a chart plotter. The detail on this thing, let me go back to the charts here for a second. Where'd I go here? Here we are. When you look at the detail on the charts, one of the things that's kind of neat about on the paper chart, like here at Thomas Point Light, on the paper charts toward the bottom of the chart, there's a sketch of what the lighthouse looks like, and it's really pretty neat. I mean, it's very accurate to what it looks like. All right, now, oh, here we are again. Now you see here we've got the red green, so it's showing you if you're headed into this area where you want the red green. Let's go up to Kenton here, where sometimes things get a little confusing. Here we are. And this is the other thing about this too. I mean, wait till you see. Look at the accurate. Look how far you can zoom in on this, and it's still crystal clear. I mean, it's pretty evident here, which red right returning. You can see that pretty clearly. You don't really need that little triangle box, but they do put it down here because some people get confused. I mean, I get confused with it, especially over by Cape May Channel, where it changes from red right returning behind the ferry boats. You have to be careful of that. I mean, again, some of it's just common sense. You're not going to be too far to one side or the other in that canal because it's a canal. But the depth here is really, it's nice how clear this is. Well, that's kind of an overview of the NV charts. Like I said, to me it's a great program. I like the paper charts. They're easy to read. I really like this software where I can use it for planning, and then it's a backup GPS for me on my phone or my tablet. Now I happen to use it on my phone because it's a little bit faster than my tablet is. But anyway, guys, now's the time to start planning for the spring and summer cruise and fall cruising as far as that goes. I mean, I got a lot of nice cruises planned for this year. And even though I know the area really well, I still like to chart it out on the software here, get my estimate of time. I put it on my chart plotter. I carry the paper charts. It's just a safe thing to do, I think, anyway. Anyway, till next time, guys, happy and safe boating to you, your family, and friends.